Tulshi Sen is an inspiring global teacher who studies what makes leaders tick and helps them and us silence the internal chatter in our minds so we can build visions, live our visions, and create an enchanted life rather than... But we're very good at forming limitations, as you know.
Yes, yes.
We're not as good at breaking free because we have anxiety and doubts and fears, and they formed when we were in our little high chairs eating our pablum.
Oh, yeah. Since we were a kid, we've been taught, we have been taught to blame. Like you fell down and you blamed the floor. And so somebody beat up the floor for you. And that developed a limitation that we couldn't walk. That's why we fell. So the boogeyman was created. If you don't eat your cereals, the boogeyman is going to come and get you. So the fear, anxiety was developed from childhood. And these four eternal principles takes away the cause of the anxiety, the cause of the stress. And they're as eternal, they have no beginning and no ending.
Well, the Gandhis of the world, the Mandelas of the world, the resilient people in the world, no matter what their circumstance, they experience some kind of joy and abundance. It's quite mind-boggling, isn't it? And they stay the course.
Exactly. Circumstances actually do not make us. It reveals reveals to us what we've been thinking. Our circumstances are but our thoughts reflected to us.
So if your doctor said to you tomorrow, Tulshi, you have a year to live, give or take.
Yes.
Not sure.
Yes.
And I assume you're not afraid of dying.
Absolutely
because you're evolved. But if you weren't that evolved, you were afraid of dying, and your doctor said, you know, we've done all the math, and pretty much year, maybe two. How would you handle that?
I say, doctor, that's your opinion.
Ah, I like that. How do you know for sure? All the tests say.
That's your opinion. You're talking about my body. You're not talking about my consciousness, which made the body. You have no access to my consciousness. You have access. Our body was made by our consciousness. I have access to my consciousness with the four eternal principles, and I can dictate to my body how it should behave.
So when you're dealing with a room of corporate executives, and I know you do a lot of work with corporations, and you float that thought, or something like that, what kind of response do you get?
Actually, it starts with skepticism. But remember, a corporate executive is, as anybody else, scared, worried, more so because they have many bosses, the stockholders. The whole idea is, you have to remember, our consciousness, when I tell them that you have power over yourself, you don't have to depend on the external. They don't believe it first. But when they go through them, you can't believe it. It's impossible. And I know that's the truth. But when you have gone through the practice of the four proclamations, it is impossible not to believe it.
Well, the great leaders I know and respect, certainly the business leaders I know and respect, they trust their gut, they take risks, they laugh a lot, they have fun in business, they're passionate, and they really believe they can do it when everybody tells them they can't. When the bank says, sorry, calling your loan, they go, well, that's not a big deal, we'll handle it.
I'll tell you, in the Civil War, Abraham Lincoln, when he was going bad, the war was going badly, he used to crack jokes, and this like a smoking room. He was actually laughing. Laughter actually humiliates the mind. The mind is controlling you. So when you start laughing at the situation, the mind gets embarrassed and says, what, are you insulting me? The mind right now controls us. We have to control the mind.
And you meditate, I know, and you meditate on four principles, which are, and I know we can't absorb them all at once, but we have 1 minute, so.
First one is consciousness is the creator. The second one is everything that we touch, smell, see, taste is consciousness. Third one is I am consciousness. My consciousness is the creator. The fourth one is I am consciousness, and I create.
And I create, and you have to work at that a bit because the little chatter monkey in your brain says, get a grip.
That absolutely will not let you believe it. So that's why I have this one-day seminar to actually help you believe in yourself that you create.
And to get there. And you're doing one, I know. I know you did one on the weekend, a corporate setup.
Yeah.
And this Saturday, October 4th, H.R. McMillan Space Center, 10 to 4. Tickets at Touchstone Seminars.
And the Banyan Bookstore, they help.
And Banyan, okay. The 4 Ancient Secrets of Success for Today's World.
Thank you.
I thank you. And it's in book form too, right?
Yes.
Coming up.